Hey, all right, let me ditch this. There we go.
I'm just
Okay,
finishing my job ad while we start this. Okay.
that's okay. So it's just me and Denise tonight. We're being bailed on by everybody else. How- however, it is nice that we have so many of us who do this. That usually we could get at least two of us.
Yes. We're all busy, but we got it. We
Yeah,
got it
so
figured out.
we got it figured out. Now, Denise and I are probably gonna be a little sick of each other.
No,
How many meetings have we been on in the last 2 days?
a lot. Two yesterday, right? Is today
I think
Tuesday? Today,
2
yeah.
yesterday, okay? So, a couple things we wanted to talk about. So, last week there was, I guess everyone talked about peer support. I don't know. I was one of the ones who didn't show up last week.
I wasn't here either.
Oh, okay. So this is like part two, according to us, right?
I love it.
So there's a couple of things that we want to discuss. First, we want to discuss, okay, probably what's near and dear to both our hearts is the Pet Stylist Relief Fund.
Mhm.
Okay. In fact, I believe I can do a screen share real fast so people can see that. Hold on. Screen share. Window. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So this is the website. So I want to go over a little bit about what it is, what it is and what it isn't. Okay. And how you can support it. All right. And Denise, you could jump in anytime. Okay.
Okay, we'll do.
So the Pet Stylist Relief Fund is filling a need that we haven't had in our industry since GEEF, Groomers Emergency Assistance Fund, folded. Okay, so we got together a new crew. We're doing well, and what we are is that we help. We go to apply. Just have to hit the apply button. Okay, and you can download a printable file, or you can go over to Google Docs. Okay, we are this is what we're helping with is things that are considered an emergency. This is not something you planned. Okay. Um, Wildfires, floods, tornadoes, anything that is out of the ordinary. All right. And we will follow FEMA's, for the most part, FEMA's designation for what is an emergency. Okay. However, you should still, if you think it won't be covered and you think maybe you still need some help, put an application in anyway. It's a little bit of your
Mhm.
time. The board will look at it and we'll make a determination. Okay.
Correct.
But we can't give out what we don't have. Now, a lot of the vendors have been very generous to us. All right. A lot
And
of
I
the
see
money,
Ashley on here.
I see Ashley and we see Amy.
Uh-huh.
They have been very generous with us.
Mm-hmm.
Head Edge, um, start filling in some names for me.
Oh goodness, Groomers Supply House, Pet Store Direct,
Yep.
Groomers Mart, Electric Cleaner Company. Oh goodness, we have a whole banner filled with them.
Yeah. So, and if you want to
Barkley.
see let's do a quick shout out to Barkley because Barkley gives us
Mhm.
booths at the trade show so we can get our message across.
Yep.
Okay. We will generally have applications with us whenever we're at a trade show. So if you need an application, just come find us in the booth. You could fill it out. You can hand it right back to us.
Mhm.
And yes, we have safeguards. So no, someone cannot just fill out an application, hand it to us, and then we hand the money. It does not work that way. All applications are vetted. We are a 501c3,
Mhm.
which means any money that is donated to us, you will get an automatic um, tax receipt. In fact,
Mhm.
going back to, let me go back to it. There's a big button there that says donate now. Okay. And so you can donate here. Now, in some instances, we are taking used equipment. Oh, let's not forget Hanvey. Hanvey made a huge donation to us.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Ashley.
Actually, okay. Um, so
Ashley helped Canvy helped us get us up and running because
Yeah.
we got our 501(c)(3) status right when Helene hit.
Yeah.
Helene, right? I think that was that one.
This is Helene hit.
So Canvy really, really stepped up and helped us out tremendously. So
all right. So, and in addition to, I mean, if you want to feel like you need to get something in exchange for giving us money, that's fine. Because we have educational opportunities. We have, where'd it go? You get programs. So time management, the versatile groomer, stealing dough, and there is a skin and coat. Why is the skin and coat not here?
I'll have to get it up. Good to know.
Okay, good to know. So there's also a skin and coat series up here. All right. So that said, all right, on the Pet Styles Relief Fund, we're going to be in Tacoma at the Northwest Grooming Show. And if anyone who's going to the show and can spell us a bit at the booth so we can like hit the bathrooms,
Yes.
we'd be mighty appreciative of that.
Yes. It'd be nice.
We're going to have, in addition to like just giving us money, we're going to do silent auctions and we're going to have some bigger ticket raffle items. Okay. Ashley, one of your classes is up there in the skin and coat, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
But we can easily do another one.
But we could easily do another one, and we'll have a discussion with that. So that's the Pet Stylist Relief Fund. Okay. So far, where we're planning to be, probably at every Barkley show. Is that a safe bet?
Mine is Hershey.
There, okay.
Yeah, mine is Hershey because that one sells out. But representative or
yeah, but any of the vendors will usually let us put some signs up with QR codes, and so that sort of good stuff. Okay. Okay. Moving that along, we've covered all of Pet Stylist Relief Fund.
I think we started on if you want to donate shears, blades, or clippers that need sharpened. Jessica Clark's the one to mail it to. It should be on the website. Or if you're at any of the shows, I know any of the Groomer Supply House ones will. We're still working with getting other sharpeners on or reaching out to other sharpeners to get that as well.
Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just pull up the next website. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is World Alliance of Grooming Associations. Yay. Okay, hold on, let me get my chat
That one's
up.
amazing.
Okay, so what is the World Alliance of Grooming Associations? All right. It's sort of like this clearinghouse of it's to help every state get an association up and running. Okay. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but there's I guess a tried and true method of doing it. And everybody that's on the board is experiencing this. In fact, the website, let me go over to the website. Okay, so under Join Us, okay, how to create an association. It is a lot of information on how to start an association. All right, step by step.
Do you know how many states we have?
I think right now we are up to 15 states.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Melody plans on being in the next meeting to represent South Carolina. I'll be driving to Kentucky for GroomX. Now, WAGA will not have booths at most trade shows. Okay. But there will always be a presence there. Okay. So who's on the board if you wanted to talk to about this? Myself. Okay. In fact, let me get the board page up. Board members. Any of these people that you see, Judy Bratton, Chris Bear Anthony, Terry DiMarino, Michelle Austin, Jennifer Bishop Jenkins, Mark Dunn, Vic Mason, Erin Myers, me, Christy Van Cleve, Dr. Cliff Faber, Mike Bober, and Angie does web design. All right. If you have questions about it and you see any of us at a trade show, stop us. Okay. And we'll discuss it. We have a specific delegate group. So once a month, all of the delegates that are assigned for each of these associations, we have a monthly meeting. So to go over anything that's coming up that might be pertinent to that particular state. I think it's a really good networking group because we'll share things that are working really well and maybe be able to share that amongst all of the associations. Okay. So there's that. It's free to join. All right. You can be a sponsor if you want, but for the associations, it's free. And you'll set up a delegate who will then be the ones who will be able to go to the delegate meetings.
Pet Stylist Relief Fund is on there too.
Yes, it is. And also for those of us, and I already made note of this. Okay. So if you are the head of an association and you're going to be at one of the trade shows, I've already put the feelers out there. Okay. Let's meet up and just network amongst those of us that are at a trade show. Okay. So what else do we got? Anything else on this before we move it along? I'm not sure we have a weird animal fact. So if anybody wants a weird animal fact, somebody better put in something in the group for us to do a quick lookup.
Right.
Okay. If not, oh well.
You're out of luck, Angie's not here.
Or Chris is not here. Okay. Yeah. And I'm not taking responsibility for anything that Chris might do.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about my bird feeder.
There you go.
Anyway. Okay. So swallows are back.
You could do plant facts.
Ooh. I could do plant facts. Okay.
With your greenhouse.
We're going to do a plant fact today. How's that? All right. So Washington Association. So again, because, Tacoma is like literally around the corner. So the Washington Association of Professional Pet Groomers was started in 2020 during COVID when the state of Washington had lumped us in with the, Erin, yes, we will absolutely have many raffles at the Tacoma. So, and if you have something you want to donate from a creative groomer, please let us know that. But anyway, okay. So where was I? Washington. There we go. So started in 2020 because the state of Washington had lumped us in with hairdressers. All right. For some reason, they thought that when we groom pets, owners are present. So it took literally hundreds of hours of phone call after phone call after phone call after phone call to finally get us out of that category. Yes, absolutely, Erin. We want a creative groomer box.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So that's where we started. We took a hiatus this year since the Washington Association will not have a booth at Tacoma. We needed a little bit of a breather. It's a lot of work, and Denise will tell you there is a lot of work that goes into a state association. Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, they're not cheap. There are operating costs for an association. That's why we need members. All right. But the reason for even having an association is to keep track of legislation that's coming down that might affect us as groomers in the state. And the reason that Washington listened to us, the state of Washington, the government listened to us, because we were an association. They didn't have to know we had, 10 members at the time.
Right.
We were an association. associations, there is a concept that there's members behind it. We're a voting block. Okay. And that's really what you're able to get things done on the state level. Okay. Nobody even asked us how many members we had. I don't think that ever came up.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, I think
But I think a lot of organizations started in 2020. I know Ohio did.
Yeah. And I think my New York came out in that last statement. So anyway, at Tacoma, we are looking for new board members. Okay. This is a volunteer at any association you are on. I don't care what state you're in. It is a volunteer position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And there's work that goes into this. So it's not like, oh, I'll just get on a Zoom call once in a while. There's things you got to do. There's time you have to devote to this.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have applications for board members. Please take one, fill it out, give it back to us. We need a couple of people on the board. All right. And what we're really hoping for, because you know what, most of us were kind of centered on the Pacific side of the state. We really need people on the eastern side of Washington as well, so that we're also well represented. So if you think you want to help, please take an application, fill it out, hand it back to me. Okay.
It's very fulfilling, you know. Excuse me. Being out of Ohio, it was wonderful. You know, it was just time to move. I wanted to just do different things. So that's where Pet Stylist Relief Fund came from. And there's no way in heck I could be able to do two. So, but it's very fulfilling and a lot of fun, you know.
Ashley, it's okay. You're in South Carolina. I don't expect you to fill out an application for Washington.
Pet Stylist Relief Fund, maybe, but not Washington.
Yeah, maybe the Pet Stylist Relief Fund. Yeah, no, associations I'm on the board of several associations. Let me tell you something. These things are a lot of work. If I was still grooming, I'm not sure I could be on as many boards as I am.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I know it also was hard in 2020. A lot of people had the time to do it. And then once we got started, we lost a few board members because of the time commitment. You know, it seemed like we could do this. And then all of a sudden we're like, no.
Yeah. You know what? There's 24 hours in a day. Mm-hmm. We all have different life situations. All right. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you do what you can. Okay. All right. So that said, anything else we want to have before we go into our plant facts?
Peer support, part 2. No, I think get involved if you can help with anything. I know I can at least speak for Pet Stylist Relief Fund. I know if you follow our page, our Facebook group, we have some really awesome things coming up. And did you see Patty's her birthday?
All right. So this is something that Denise and I floated while at the last Pet Stylist Relief Fund meeting. Okay. What if we had like a bidding war to have lunch with one of us?
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be really fun.
That would be fun.
So that said, which one of us shall make up a sign for that?
For at Tacoma?
Roxanne.
Oh yeah, she'll do that.
Oh. You can see we're desperate to put something on somebody else's plate.
Right. Well, if I didn't already have my virtual assistant creating a whole booth for me because I was supposed to have it for my product and now it's not, it'll be for the Ambitious Groomer. So now I have to design a whole booth with you.
Okay. So, and just by the way, at Tacoma, so the Pet Stylist Relief Fund has a booth and Denise and I are sharing a booth right next to it.
Yes.
So I'm going to have all my books. And Denise will have all her Ambitious Groomer stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Okay. All right. So let's go on because now I'm excited. So let's do plant facts.
See?
Okay. Aloe veras. I have a huge aloe vera in my greenhouse. In fact, I have to thin it out. It's just too big. And I'm going to bring some pieces to Tacoma. I'm going to plant some of them, and I am going to just cut some leaves for some other people. But aloe vera is a wonderful plant in the garden. Okay. And the reason for that is that if you like cut off a leaf and like blend it up and you put a quarter cup into a gallon of water, that'll fertilize your plants.
Mm.
Yes. All right. Um, also, if I want to propagate something, I just have to cut off a little piece and then stick the end into the gel of the aloe vera plant. It'll propagate it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I did not know that. That's something else. I spent a lot of time on YouTube learning different things. I did not know how to separate my aloe vera plant because what I have is just like it's massive. It's just massive. I
Okay.
didn't even know where to start. So some people are going to get plants. I'm going to take some and move it into another pot so I can get another pot of aloe vera. And now I have in my greenhouse one of those little NutriBullet blenders.
Oh yeah.
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 And so I can make fresh fertilizer for everything in my garden.
Look at that. Look at you getting all green thumb with your greenhouse there.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the plant fact for today.
I like it.
And I understand aloe vera is a hard plant to kill. How you kill aloe vera is by overwatering.
Oh.
Okay. They actually don't need much watering. In fact, if you like forget to water for like a month and it looks kind of dead, give it a little water, it's supposed to come back. But if you overwater it, you could kill it.
Mm. I kill plants. I can keep pets and people alive, but not plants.
I have a hard time with plants in the house. But
Oh, I could see
theoretically, a greenhouse is a house. Which
But
I've
it's
been
not
doing,
inside your house.
but it's not actually inside my four wall.
It's not in your house.
You know, plants would come to my home to die. There's like hospice here.
But they go out there to live and flourish.
They go outside and they live and they flourish. All right, so we'll be back next week. We will be back next week. Well, maybe. Hold on. Seeing if I will be back. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Oh,
I should be
shoot.
around. I don't think I have anything.
Okay. I forgot to put down a meeting in here. Crap. Meeting. Okay. All right. See everybody next week.
Good night, everyone.